Okay, so do you believe that animals deserve to be free?
Absolutely.
Okay, and what are some ways you can think of that humans take away their freedom?
Zoos, putting them under containment in little environments and just not letting them live their natural lives.
Yeah, zoos, that's one way, using them for entertainment.
Yeah.
Also using them for transportation or labor, that's
Yeah.
another form of taking their freedom. What can you think of some other ways that we would do that? Humans?
Well, people adopt pets very quickly, and take them away from their mothers at an early age. Even when I don't know, you know how dog litters, they just to sell the pets, some people just make them take the kids away from the mother.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ethical at all.
Yeah, buying and selling, trading them, that's another form of taking their freedom. Just considering them as property, right? That's taking their freedom from them.
Yeah, their lives.
Yeah, and then taking their body parts or their breast milk, their eggs, just considering them as our resources to use. So do you see why it's important that you decide now to live without using animals?
Yes.
So will you?
Yeah, absolutely. And I have been. I'm vegetarian. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But vegetarianism,
Doesn't have to do with it.
well, yeah, it's just a diet, and what I'm talking about is a mindset shift. And when you fully accept that animals are their own individuals that deserve to be free, you don't use them for their breast milk, their eggs. It just no longer becomes an option because you recognize that is theirs. It's their body. Just how you wouldn't use me for breast milk or eggs, or skin, leather, or you mentioned the zoo. And then, because there's two sides of injustice, right? And you can choose which side you're going to be on, if you're going to continue to use them and withhold freedom from them, or if you'll stand on the side of their liberation and not use them. And how can you also stand up for them?
Do events raising awareness about what some people do to animals that is unethical, and I guess document it and create maybe an Instagram account where you show the bad things that people do to animals and just show that this is a daily occurrence. So it's not just something that happens rarely.
Yeah, definitely. But you can
share
even
with your friends.
Yeah, that you can go even smaller. Yeah, talk to your friends, talk to your family.
That's just a big scale.
Yeah, but and the internet, you mentioned Instagram, that's a great way to advocate for them because if you just make a 30-second video talking about why they deserve to be free and how using them is taking their freedom, maybe it'll get hundreds of thousands of views and get a bunch of people.
Know.
Yeah, you never know. And talking to people because also you never know. If you have this conversation with somebody, I'm just telling you all of the things that I wish somebody had told me. And if you go and talk to people and speak out for animals, you never know if they'll be open unless you try.
Right.
And you could be the reason that somebody else gets feels like they wake up from this supremacist mindset.
Yeah, I agree. Completely.
Do you have any other questions or things you'd like to add?
What makes you do this and stand up for animals as much as you do? Do you have a personal experience that made you realize that they needed protection?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in a position where I've been exploited. I've been in positions where I feel like my freedom has been taken away, and it's not even comparable to what we do to them. So I feel like I can empathize with them, and I mean, anybody can empathize with them. If we just think from their position, Yeah, we can chat and have a conversation. Would you like to have a cookie? And is there anything else you'd like to say or ask?
No, but it was very nice talking to you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, sorry, which group was here first?
I don't know.
Okay.
They were kind of observant.
Okay.
We just heard there's free cookies about.
Okay.
All
right, I'll get you guys first. So, do you guys believe that animals deserve to be free?
In general, yeah.
What are some ways you guys can think that humans will take away their freedom?
Probably a zoo.
Yeah, that's one way. Yeah, purchasing them. Yeah, just considering them as property, right? Considering them as exploitable resources. So taking their milk, taking their eggs, taking their body parts or their skin, leather. These are all forms of exploitation and taking away their freedom. So do you guys see why it's important that you decide now to live without using animals? Yeah.
I won't be living with an animal in college. So.
Protect Diva.
Yeah, because like there's two sides of injustice, right? And you can choose to continue to use them and exploit them, victimize them, oppress them, or you can choose to not use them and be on the side of their liberation. And like, you know, if you were in the position of the animals that you may use in your life right now, what would be the one thing you would ask of you?
Not be exploited.
Yeah, freedom now, yeah. But these animals, they won't have the opportunity to come to you and ask that. So the question lies on you now. And you can choose today to stop using them and no longer be the reason that they're exploited and be on the side of their freedom. And then how can you guys also stand up for them?
I mean, what's like the view on like preservations? You know, super large, expansive nature regions that we choose to leave untouched and let them roam freely, and it kind of gives them this natural boundary away from like a freeway or something where they can accidentally roam and be in danger. Trying to keep them safe, but also keep them within their own world that we don't touch.
I mean, I'm not like too familiar on like nature preservations. I don't like know that much about them, but like what you're describing, it sounds fair, right? Like giving them space to live their own life and be free. But this is something that like, I mean, assuming you guys don't really have much to do with in your life. So what I'm talking about, like when you guys adopt this mindset, like shift, that they're their own individuals that deserve to be free, the changes that you might make in your life to respect that is like, I don't know what your diets look like, but switching to a plant-based diet, like not going to the zoo, not wearing their skin, just leaving them alone, essentially, which is like the least we could do for them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then they're also dependent on people like us to speak out for them, you know, so you can also talk to your friends, talk to your family, post on social media. Like, I'm just telling you guys the things that I wish somebody had told me sooner.
Sure.
And yeah, and you can talk to people, and you don't really know if somebody will be open unless you try, but you might like give them the opportunity to free themselves from like this oppressive mindset that we're taught. We are taught this, that animals exist for our use, but it's just not fair.
Yeah.
Hey,
Absolutely.
do you guys have any like questions or things you would like to add?
Nothing's jumping in mind right now, no.
Okay, all right, would you guys like cookie?
Sure.
And there's like 8 vipers keep swarming on either side of us.
Thank you. Very interesting.
Yeah, you have a good day. Hello. So do you believe that animals deserve to be free?
I think the question feels underdefined. Like, what do you mean? What does free mean?
Like having ownership of their own body.
And how would they do that?
Well, like what are some ways that you can think of that humans take away their freedom?
Take away, like, human freedom?
Or to just take away freedom in general? Like,
I think, no, I'm saying, like, freedom is like sort of underdefined here. I don't know what you're meaning by that.
okay, yeah, like when I ask you like if animals deserve to be free, I'm asking you if they deserve to be treated as their own individual that lives for themselves, not like an exploitable resource that's here to serve us.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think they deserve to be free?
I don't think anyone deserves to be free.
So I'm trying to gauge where you're at. So like if somebody that's bigger and stronger than you decides that you exist to serve them, you think that that's fine?
No, I would be against this. I just don't think
Right.
anyone has any desert.
So I'm confused on your position on whether you think it's okay to exploit somebody or not.
Well, I mean, I guess like whether something is okay and whether something is deserved are not always conjoined. But I would say that
Well, do you think it's okay to take away animals' freedom? Or to exploit them?
I'm not sure.
I mean, would you think it would be okay to take away your freedom or exploit you?
Not sure. It's because, like, sort of like saying this, any answer is kind of like, you need to have some grounding, some like moral grounding. I feel like there's not a good way to do that with questions of like freedom and ownership and exploitation.
I mean,
it's sort of like intuitive.
I think it's like pretty simple, you know, like me, I believe that everyone deserves to be free. Well, maybe not like horrible people, but like people are born deserving to be free, you
Why
know.
not horrible people?
Like rapists, they shouldn't be free, right?
Why?
Because they'll go and rape and take somebody
You
else's
mean like
freedom.
free from jail?
Yeah, like ownership of their own body. Like if you're going to use your freedom to violate somebody else's body or freedom, then I don't think you deserve freedom. But I think that
Don't like bears eat people sometimes?
Yeah, but I'm not talking to a bear, I'm talking to you, and I'm trying to find your morals.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying like I don't think it's consistent because, or like maybe there's more things that you haven't said, but like if like a bear takes someone's freedom, maybe it's not a bear, maybe it's a human, does the bear no longer deserve to be free?
Well, I think that that's like a different conversation because I'm talking to you, a human in society that presumably has morals. You know, I'm not interested in finding out the bear's morals. You know,
I'm just saying. I understand. I'm like sort of going down a tangent just because like you said that like if a person is going to take someone's freedom and going to like impinge on other people's like liberty, freedom, then this is like reason enough to like preempt that by impinging on their freedom.
Yeah, I think so. I think if somebody is going to use their freedom to violate somebody's body, then that's good enough reason to take away their freedom. But
Okay.
this is kind of like a side tangent. Like back to the animals. You know, do you think they deserve to be free from human exploitation?
No.
No, you think they're exploitable resources.
I think everybody's an exploitable resource. Like I'm saying, like I don't think, or everyone is an exploitable resource. Like whether everyone should be exploited is a question that I don't have the moral. Like I can't access the episteme of the universe and answer this question.
Yeah, I'm just asking you about your own values. Like, do you think it's okay to exploit somebody else? To decide that somebody else is your resource to use? Do you think that that's okay?
I think that's okay. I think that's even like societally considered okay.
Okay, so if I want to if somebody bigger and stronger than you wants to use your body parts, it's okay for them to just take your body parts. If somebody wants to use your hair, it's okay for them just to go and take your hair.
I mean, this is sort of like a reductio of the statement because saying you can treat someone as a resource. I feel like this is a very common thing on at least small scales where.
I'm not asking if it's common. I'm asking what you think is okay.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
And I think the reductio is just implied by the premise.
So
so
so you're saying it's okay to exploit somebody. It's okay to just use whoever, however you want, do whatever you feel with whoever's body, and you don't believe in ownership of one's body. And that's really oppressive.
I think exploitation's better defined than ownership. I still don't know what you mean by ownership and freedom.
So when I talk about exploitation, I'm talking about exploitation, treating somebody as a resource to use, instead of somebody that lives for themselves and deserves ownership of their own body.
I mean, this is very Kantian, right? Everyone is a means, everyone is an ends, no one's a means. And I think this is, I just
well, that's
disagree.
your values. But
No, this is Kant's. Immanuel Kant. This is that's what I mean. It's very Kantian.
Yeah, but I'm asking. Yeah, but I'm trying to gauge where you're at with your values. But it seems like you think exploitation is okay.
I think fundamentally it's not wrong.
Hello.
Hey, we're talking animals?
Yeah, we're talking. This is Animal Alliance.
Oh, cool. We're at the EA Club.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but the way that you're talking, the way that you're speaking, it's very supremacist, very exploitative, very oppressive.
It's agnostic.
It's oppressive and exploitative. It's the position of a victimizer. I don't think we're going to get very far from this conversation. If you want to grab a cookie, you can go ahead.
Hey, why would you get very far in this conversation?
Because.
Well, we can start.
Yes,
Would you like?
This is my friend. He's cool.
Sure,
Okay.
yeah, we should.
So, do you believe that animals deserve freedom?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And what are some ways you can think of that humans will take away their freedom?
Well, this is an interesting thing because we just spawn the animals to eat them. So are we taking away their freedom?
By killing them? I mean,
Well, I guess we're
right?
giving birth to them, and then we should take care of the fact that they're alive. We just need
Wait.
to stop factory farming. This is very simple.
Farming them is a way we take away their freedom, whether it's factory or not, right?
Eat them.
consider, eating them is taking away their freedom. Just thinking of them as an exploitable resource is taking away their freedom,
Have you
right?
read Peter Singer?
No.
Yeah, he has this like argument that like animals like feel as much as humans do, so we should like take care of them, and like they have like the ability to feel pain and pleasure, right, Nonso? Like,
Yeah, they can enjoy life, they can
yeah.
suffer, they can
So
feel
we should-
pain.
Yeah, exactly. I think
Yeah.
you're correct. But
Yeah.
I very much agree with this.
Okay, yeah, and so
Yeah, the big thing in effective altruism is like animal welfare.
yeah, I didn't study ethics, but I'm just like kind of trying to gauge where people are at. So you think animals deserve to be free?
Yeah.
And so the
I'm
ways
gonna
that,
have to worry.
but just a few more questions.
Sure.
Humans take away their freedom by treating them as exploitable resources, like
Yeah.
taking their milk, taking their eggs, taking their body parts, their skin, like leather, putting them in a zoo, using them for labor. These are all forms of exploitation and taking away their freedom.
Yes.
So do you see why it's important that you decide now to live without using animals?
Yes. Wait, I agree with this.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm vegan for like some weeks at a time. I just
Okay.
can't do it all the time. 'Cause I have, like,
You can't do it all the time. I mean, if you were in the position of the animals that you currently use, what would be the one thing you'd ask of you?
wait, this is like, I agree with you. I should be vegan all the time. I simply just cannot be. I don't have the time.
You can.
Huh?
Well, you can. You can decide that animals are
But
not
I've-
your
wait,
resources.
So like, I've temporarily decided that my well-being is more important than the animal's well-being. And so I can completely afford the animal's well-being. Like this is like.
But
a trade-off
this
I'm
is like a
offsetting.
separate thing. Like I'm when I say like veganism, I'm talking about the mindset of accepting that animals are their own individuals
Yeah, I
that deserve
agree
to
with
be
this.
free.
But I
Yeah.
need to eat. I
Yes.
don't have time to like think about vegan stuff for a while. I've like accepted this.
Do you think that that's a good excuse to exploit somebody? What if you were in your
I think it's an
victim's
excuse.
position?
Well, this is like, yes, I agree with. Make a very good point.
You know,
Nancy, what do you
if
think?
you were in the position of the if you were in the position of the animals that you currently exploit,
But
what would
there's-
be the one thing you would ask of yourself?
To stop it.
Yeah, freedom now, right? And is like just doing it sometimes, is that enough?
Well, for now, it's all I can do.
It's not, though. It's not all you can do. You could decide to stop exploiting them entirely. You could decide to stop oppressing and victimizing them entirely. And it's actually the least that you could do.
You're making very good
There's a
points.
utilitarian argument. This
Yeah.
is why I don't know about you, but like the utilitarian argument is just that like
But
there's a certain amount of suffering.
I'm in a conversation with him right now.
Wait. We like do a lot of these conversations together. So like, this is like very normal for us.
Okay, but yeah, the position that I'm presenting is not a utilitarian position.
Exactly.
It's a
This is why-
deontologist
But
position.
you're not a deontologist. That's
But you don't have to be a deontologist to recognize
okay.
that exploiting somebody else is wrong.
Yeah.
You do,
Wait,
you
no,
do. This is what I mean. This is
It's
concept.
okay.
But
Like,
you're talking to him and we're in a
Wait,
conversation.
we will
No,
talk
you
later.
made a claim.
This is like not the environment. I appreciate the information.
Okay, but it's not just information, you know, because just learning isn't enough,
We
you
think-
know.
I'm telling you, we think about this all the time.
We're all on the same side for
Wait.
very different reasons. I
Yeah.
promise.
Well, no, not all of us are on the same side because you guys are exploiting and victimizing animals, and
Wait,
I'm not.
so-
but you could change that. You could
This is like
decide.
a very moral.
but, like-
Okay, wait. I want to say something. You're like trying to establish a moral high ground. I don't give it like.
It's not about moral high ground. I'm speaking for your victims.
But you said we were in a conversation, but you're interrupting me. Wait, it's okay. Thank you for your time.
Bye bye.
Well, here's. Oh, wait, you wanted to. You're good.
Hello.
Okay, unless you do, I won't.
Would you like to
No, I'm
chat?
just listening.
Okay.
I feel like they had different standpoints.
Yeah, they did. That's why I wanted to have the conversation separately, like first with him and then with his friend. But like, he couldn't
I
tell me
would
that
say-
animals deserve to be free. That's why I
would
wanted to end
say
it.
I don't know about your general political standpoint. I'm a leftist, so I think that this movement stands in absolute solidarity with the leftist movement, and you know, any creature that could be oppressed, you know, we need to work to free the oppression. So I totally understand. I'm Iraqi. I see how exploitation affects humans. I live through it. I see exactly how it affects animals. I totally agree.
Okay. You agree that animals deserve to be free?
1000%. I think in a perfect world, everyone should be okay. No exploitation of any animal should happen. Now, where I think we diverge a little bit, and I don't think you'll understand me, because I'm also a Muslim, and in my worldview, which I know we're not gonna be able to reconcile this, but in my worldview, the eating of animals that we do is not necessarily something that we need to change. Like, it's not.
Okay, but you say that animals should be free, though.
Yeah. Okay.
But do you know that you can be Muslim and also be vegan?
Yeah, I understand. So okay,
Yeah.
let me just try to like connect this real quick. So a bear that's eating a fish, right? Like that's a natural. That's something that's always happened. Or like
But you're a human going to college.
Yeah.
You're not a bear. You have morals. And you say that animals deserve to be free. So I'm just asking you to act like that, to act like you think like that, because just believing it's not enough.
Okay. Death. Do we think death is inherently something that we need to avoid? And
No, this isn't a stance against death. It's a stance against exploitation.
okay, I agree. They should not be exploited.
Okay. So then the
But I
only
just-
logical thing for you to do is decide to live vegan. Do you understand that?
Okay, if you give so I only halal meat.
Okay.
Okay, and meat can only be certified halal if it's raised humanely.
What's a
lives
humane way to slaughter somebody, though?
Okay.
Like, have you seen
So-
footage of halal slaughter?
Yes, I have. And this is okay. This is a point we're not gonna be able to reconcile. I just,
And like, I'm not here to argue about religion, but like, I just want to point out that like the Quran was written at a time that maybe we needed to eat animals, you know, maybe, and now we don't, you know, and like a kind and loving and empathetic God, like would want you to live vegan, but more importantly, you want yourself to live vegan because you say that they deserve to be free, but as long as you're using them for whatever purpose, whether it's food, fashion, clothing, entertainment, you are withholding freedom from them. You're being their oppressor, their victimizer.
so do you think there's any alternative? Like, do you think there's any way
To exploit?
I guess that is how it gets down to. Yeah.
No. And I don't think you think there is either.
Yeah. You have a good point.
Yeah,
You know,
so you have a choice that you
I
can
won't
make now.
say.
I'm giving you the opportunity now to stop participating in this injustice and decide to live vegan and be on the side of their liberation instead of their oppression.
I totally, and I'm in solidarity completely. I think people who are in solidarity with movements that do effectively the same thing, just for a different group of people, different different population, that they are actually they betray their own movement. So I totally understand, and you've made a compelling argument. Thank you.
Yeah, but just recognizing that it's a compelling argument
I
is
know,
not
I know.
enough.
Okay, so for example, right? I'm Middle Eastern, right? I care a lot about Palestine. People who just learn about Palestine and say it's a bad thing and they don't do any action, I'm totally against that. I understand. Like, well, yes, I understand.
Yeah, but the difference between this and Palestine is like you and I are not the reason that Palestinians aren't free right now. You know, like it's like outside of us.
So, for example, you could boycott, companies that send direct aid to Israel, and that is an exact, direct way that you are inhibiting a genocide. And that's the same thing as buying meat or not buying meat. I feel like.
Oh, okay, sure, but when you are considering animals as your property to use or your exploitable resources, like purchasing milk, for example, that is directly taking away somebody's freedom. You know, it's treating them as your exploitable resource. You know, lots of companies do really unethical things, and it's sometimes we don't always know what the companies are doing with their money, and that is kind of out of our control. But doing things like purchasing eggs or using animals for eggs, using them for leather, this is directly taking away somebody's freedom. You know, and it's something that you could choose to stop doing today.
Okay, there's still a little bit of a gap. Okay, a cow that's being milked.
A female.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you agree, or would you?
A mother.
As yeah. Okay. So yeah. I mean, can there be? Is there a way to milk a cow without it having its freedom taken away? Why? Okay. First of all, okay, freedom. I feel like.
Why do cows make milk? Why does anybody make milk? Why do females make milk? Female mammals, including humans.
Okay, so do you believe, I'm guessing you believe in evolution, right? You believe that we are animals just like any other creature on Earth, right?
I mean, biologically speaking, yes, we are.
Okay, so 100,000 years ago when we were Homo erectus, when we were, using cow's milk because they did that before before agriculture. They would use the resources that other animals have because I mean that's a natural thing that all animals do to each other. There's different type of relationships that animals can have. They both help each other. They can be symbiotic.
Yeah, but I'm talking to you today.
I understand. So I understand the situation is different now.
And I still think it was wrong then, but but it was a different situation, and I'm not going back in time and trying to change history. Like, I'm trying to change things today.
I should do more research on it. I think that as a leftist, I think I have a duty to every creature that faces oppression, for sure. I do.
Not only as a leftist, but as somebody that believes animals deserve to be free. You have an obligation to not take their freedom, to not victimize them. Because as long as you're like using them, you're the reason that they're not free. You could change that today.
I agree. Okay. Thank you for the discussion. I'm sorry for those guys. I don't think they were understanding, especially.
I don't think so either. But yeah, and do you think it's also like important that we speak up and advocate for them?
Wait, 1,000%.
Okay,
this is decent. This is good advertising. Good marketing.
Yeah, the cookie. Yeah, but yeah. So don't just decide to live vegan, but also use your voice to speak up for them, because they will never have the chance to come up to you. The animals, they won't have the chance to come to you and ask you, please stop using me now. So that responsibility lies on us. So you can talk to your friends, talk to your family.
In the same way, I want every person. I'm not saying anything because I would love every vegan who's able to do this also go out and protest and make a voice for people in Congo or Sudan or anywhere else in the world. Humans that are we are that of us, and you need to fight for their voices, their health and safety as well. But yeah.
Right. Yeah, and we should be fighting for everybody's freedom. But the thing that makes this situation to me the most urgent is because everybody here on this campus, or maybe not everybody, almost everybody here on this campus, is not directly exploiting and taking away other humans' freedom, but maybe multiple times a day are doing it with other animals. Directly objectifying, victimizing, oppressing them.
So, okay, can I ask you a question? I agree with that. So do you put your concern for animals, do you put it on the exact same level as your concern for another human being?
No, I mean, it depends on the situation. If I saw somebody getting raped on the campus, and I would see that as more important than having this conversation, and I'd go over and try to stop it. But I do see it with an extreme amount of urgency, and it doesn't even you don't have to consider humans to be equally as valuable as every other animal to decide to not exploit them.
No, I totally agree with that. I'm wondering your perspective. Well, I get every single one of your points. I agree with them. I agree. Thank you for the combo. I have to go, but thank you for the combo.
Okay, so you can have a cookie, yeah. And so will you decide to live vegan?
Wait, actually, I'm telling you, truly, yes, I will try my best. Truly.
Trying your best is just deciding to. You have the power to. And any question that you have, you can just look up. You have all the resources at your fingertips. And deciding to not be vegan is deciding to be their oppressor, be their victimizer. I can tell that's not who you are in your heart, so just align your actions with it. Because that's what matters to the victims, and in the face of injustice, there's two points of view, the oppressor, the victims. You gotta look at it from the victim's perspective. That's whose position matters. Okay. What's your name?
Fadi.
Nice to meet you, I'm Jade. Oh, that's okay. Jade, nice to meet you.
Jade, Fadi, nice to meet you. Thank you.
Nice to meet you. Have a good day. Hello. You want to have a conversation? Get a cookie?
Sure.
Okay, so do you believe that animals deserve to be free?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, what are some ways you can think of that humans will take away their freedom?
Well, I mean, depends on how free you consider an animal. If it's on, I don't know. Probably rephrase that. If it's a really good farm, I think they're being fed well, they have free range. I think at that point you can consider an animal free.
So if that was you, would you be free?
Well, I I mean,
If I was farming you and treating you as a resource, and I gave you lots of space and I fed you well, are you free?
no, but you're.
No.
I don't think you're. I think it's. Oh.
So
I mean, I can't really go to Iran. That doesn't mean I'm not free, in my point of view. I
but you
think
have
that-
ownership of your body.
Yeah, but like I think it's kind of hard. Like you can really. Okay.
But this isn't
I
about
said
whether or
about-
not you're free, it's about whether you
Yeah,
believe
no,
animals deserve to be free or not.
I think they should, but I feel like, the way that things are kind of set up, the world, how the world currently operates, it's kind of hard for most animals to experience true freedom.
Right, but you think that they
even
deserve to be
wild
free, right?
koalas are like kind of restricted in like certain habitats. Like I don't think.
Okay, but
Like,
but
I
they
think-
have ownership of their body, right? They're
Yeah.
they're not being exploited by humans. And that's what I'm talking about, like humans taking away their freedom.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think that's great. I don't think that's good, and I do think, especially with like the 3D, like new innovations such as like lab-grown meat. I think as hopefully if that goes to develops to a certain point, that can sort of replace farming and the cruelty
Okay.
associated with that.
Yeah,
So-
but so you recognize that farming them is a way that we take away their freedom?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
taking their skin, taking their
Yeah, okay.
ovulation, their milk, taking their body parts,
Sure.
putting them in zoos. This is all forms of exploitation and taking away their freedom.
Sure. Yeah.
So do you see why it's important that you decide now to live without using animals?
Well, I think, like going back to that point, the way things are currently set up, like it's really hard not to live without animals in general. Like,
It's actually easy. It's really easy.
Okay.
Like once you
sorry.
accept that they're their own individuals that deserve to be free,
Yeah.
it's actually the only option. Once you recognize that they're their own individuals that don't deserve to be exploited by us, it no longer becomes an option to take their body parts, their milk, their eggs, their skin, to use them because you just don't think of them as a resource anymore. You recognize that they're an individual.
okay, well,
But like
Yeah.
there's two sides of injustice, so it's important that you decide to stop using animals because, as long as you continue to use them, you're choosing to be their victimizer, their oppressor. You're withholding freedom from them. But you could change that today.
I'm so distressed about the stuffed animal being like in a situation that
I mean, I don't think you're wrong. It just,
but then at the same
I don't
time,
think
like because it was just so normal.
I could really do that.
You can.
Like right now, I feel like that would
You
have to be
can.
like a gradual process that I'd have to do.
I
But
mean-
I do recognize your point.
But can
Like,
you think
yeah.
from your victim's position, Like if you were in your victim's position, like how
that's
gradual
not-
would you want the process to be? What would be the one thing you'd ask of you?
Well, see, the small issue is like,
Ever heard of veganism or anything like that? What's your best guess out of definition?
okay, well, I understand your point.
But it's not just my point, it's
No,
your
I
point,
understand.
because you say that
Yeah.
they deserve to be free. I'm not
Yeah.
even trying to change your mind about anything. I
Yeah,
just want
like,
you to
I
act
know-
like they think they deserve to be free.
I do think they deserve to be free, but the problem is like, if I stop doing something,
That is exactly
that
what
really
it is.
won't change
To be any
anything. If we're being
So
honest.
why should you not be racist? Why should you not be sexist? Why should you not be a rapist? It's not changing the rest of the world. But you have responsibility for your actions, And you
Yeah.
can choose to continue to victimize and oppress them, or you can choose to be on the side of their liberation. And like, you speak about this like it's a super difficult choice, but you're thinking from the oppressor's point of view,
It's not a super difficult choice. It's more so just like,
Like it actually really extends from its underlying philosophy.
I mean, it's really easy when you think from the victim's point of view. And that's whose position matters in the face of injustice. You can look at it from the oppressor or the victim. The victim's point of view is whose matters, Like, if you think from their point of view, it's easy for you to stop using them. And it's the least that you could do. Like we're all taught and raised to exploit animals, but you could decide today no more. You won't participate in that. And it's really the least that you could do for them, is just let them be free from you. Okay. And then do you see that it's also important that we stand up for them?
I just think it's important to stand up for them.
Yeah. So don't just decide to stop using them and be silent, but also like talk to your friends, your family, post on the internet. There's so many ways that you can speak up for them, but like I said, they're not